Blue skies call. They seduce us, pulling us irresistibly upwards, reminding us to fly our own line, on our wings, and in life. We are the seekers, adventurers, being one with the air, feeling everything and nothing at once. That's the magic we chase. Follow the call. Find your pure, wild flight with NZ Aerosports.
Of course, I absolutely love the NZ Aerosports business model. I mean, come on. One glance at an Icarus fuck yeah sticker and you know it lines up perfectly with the fucking pilot mentality. But outside their wonderful use of colorful language and a great company vibe, there's a long list of reasons to say NZ Aerosports fuck yeah. NZ Aerosports blows me away right out of the gate as a canopy manufacturer with a bold offer. They give you 10 jumps on your brand new nylon to decide if you want to keep it, swap it out, or even return it for a refund. I mean, seriously, how incredible is that? That's like getting halfway through a prom and deciding you prefer the slightly racier date that goes down faster. Seriously, they do that. If you're not madly in love with your new canopy after 10 jumps, they'll let you swap it out for another size or model, or even get your money back. And the range of canopies they've got? Man, they've got a style canopy to fit every jumper and every situation with models you know and trust. Like the Sapphire 3, the perfect choice for the beginner or intermediate canopy pilot. The Crossfire 3, when you're ready to kick it up that elliptical notch. The JFX 2, if you're looking to up your new swoop game. The Leia as the workhorse and dirtwater dirt beast. Or the Petra. The Petra cranks out crazy power and is nothing short of a record breaker. But hey, it's not always about speed either. Take the Kraken. Built as a low pack volume canopy specifically with wingsuiting in mind, she gives you all the performance you're looking for with the reliability you need that'll have you itching for that next formation, rodeo, or puffy cloud. So, the equipment is top-of-the-line kick-ass stuff as you already know, but how about the team? Well, the customer service gang is there to sort you out whenever you need them. Maddie and Beto are always there to help with Jen holding the reins. They're available for you at sales@nzaerosports.com, and they've got a kick-ass live chat tool on the website if you're wanting to hit someone up right away. These are the crew you're going to want to talk to get those custom orders in. With the stock nylon, once you know what you want, they'll have that shit on a FedEx truck as soon as the credit card machine says approved and get you in the air in no time. For your custom orders, you'll be able to get a time frame for building and shipping when you design it, so get to it. And demos. They've got demos in the US available from their partner Rock Sky Market. The whole US demo fleet is there with Sapphire 3, Crossfire 3, Kraken, JFX2, and Leia canopies in a range of sizes. They also offer student and tandem demos in the US. Bottom line, every step of the way, NZ Aerosports is there to get you what you need, and I personally couldn't be happier to be teamed up with them here on Lunatic Fringe. And now, time to get started with Lunatic Fringe Into the Void, brought to you proudly by NZ Aerosports. Fuck yeah.
Coming straight from the cockpit, it's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot.
Ready, set, go! Back in the can for another edition of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void with victims in person. Gentlemen, cheers. Cheers. Got to do it the right way.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yep. Cheers, man.
There you go. Cheers. Can't have skydivers in the studio and not have at least one glass of wine.
For sure.
So, who the fuck are you guys, and what do you do?
All right, so I'm Dani Roman,
yes,
skydiver from Spain.
Yeah, yes you are.
And a professional athlete, so I pretty much dedicate to the sport my full life.
Nice.
And
yeah, I'm Sebastian Alvarez. I'm a Chilean skydiver, and with Dani, we are teammates from Red Bull, and we also have our own team.
How cool is that? Skydiving is from the whole fucking planet, man. I mean, everywhere. Actually, I'm going to jump way back because I want to hear how you guys got started in a team. But how'd you guys get started in extreme sports? Because when I think extreme sports, especially in Spain and stuff like that, I think surfing or all this. I don't necessarily think skydiving. So how did you guys end up aimed in that direction? Did it start with jumping?
Man, for me, it started since I was a kid. Like everything started with like when I was really small, like really like 7 years old, 6 years old. I always would say that like I wanted to be a skydiver.
Really?
Yeah, like I wanted to be a skydiver when I grow up.
Do you know what sparked it? I mean, did you see a movie or something?
I was obsessed with everything that fly, you know, like a plane, paragliding, skydiving. So I was obsessed with it, and so it came from that since I was a kid, no. And then with 18, I started skydiving.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was just that you just fucking knew you wanted to go jump out of airplanes.
Yeah, since I was a kid. I have videos, it's really funny. I have videos with 7-year-old like saying that I wanted to be that. So
Really?
So it came true. So
And you started when you were 18,
yeah, I started with 18.
which blows me away because you still look like you're 18.
Yeah.
Which, and fuck you for that. It's just not even cool. You have not aged since I met you.
Yeah.
Ay. Sebastian, how about you? How'd you get started in anything extreme, really?
Yeah, I guess same. Everything started since I was a kid, really young. I was always doing sports. That's the truth. Always doing a lot of sports in the school. And I guess my first extreme sport was rugby in the school.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah, I guess they hit hard, and I still like rugby because it's a really teamwork game, and I watch it. But then the first one that I really practiced as I would say like full on was surfing.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, so surfing was the first thing that I really like start practicing full time, and I start feeling the rush of an extreme sport.
I've talked to a lot of different surfers that it seems to be a great segue into a sport like skydiving because you have to learn to deal with some pretty intense fear. With surfing is super fucking intense. I mean, you catch yourself on the front side of a big wave and it's like, having to learn how to skydive. You're at the beginning of a bit of a ride.
Yeah, exactly. And also it's like, how can I say it in English? But it's like a world that we really don't dominate as good, exactly as the sky.
Right.
We're not made to fly. We're not made to swim. We're just made to walk or similar. So it's pretty similar sensation when you are on a big wave than when you're jumping from a plane or base jumping or things like that you need to conquer that fear pretty much.
Sure. That seems to be the biggest theme, at least in the beginning. Now, for both of you guys, since you knew you wanted to get into jumping, was the fear factor something that you were ready to deal with? Was it scary to you, or was it just, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be?
I feel like everyone have that feeling, like the first jump, obviously when we opened the door, of course, was definitely scary. It was like, man, what the fuck I'm doing here, But definitely, like, it was worth it, no?
Right.
And since the first jump, I knew that I wanted to dedicate to that, no?
Nice.
So actually, after the first week of jumping, I was like, man, I want a job in the drop zone. I just want to be here.
Nice.
And then after the first week, I started work at the drop zone, So I started working at skydiving.
Okay.
And that's where everything started, no? So
now, what were you doing?
I started in the office and in the manifest.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
the
started
hardest job
working
on the
there.
drop zone.
Yeah, man, like I was so lucky. Like that was amazing. I'm really grateful for that. Like I started in the manifest, and that drop zone at the moment they have like 2 slots for the staff. 2 slots that if the plane was empty, or it was 2 slots available, like you could get on the load. And I remember the first year I did like 700 fun jumps.
Really?
So I was like really, really lucky for that though.
Oh my God. Now, what did your family think when you got started?
Well, in the beginning, it's like they don't see it as a job, no?
Sure.
It's like, well, it's nice, you're having fun, but what are you going to do in 5 years, you're jumping out of a plane, but what is this, It's not in an office, this is not really a work, no?
Right.
But then they saw that it's really, you can make a living from it, and I was happy that it's the most important, so they always support me with that, no? Like they saw me happy, and they was always happy that I was making my dream true, no?
For sure. Do you think that the perception of skydiving as a potential career has changed since you started?
I think the vision of the outside people is hard. Like outside of this world, is really hard to see it as a job.
Sure.
No, like man, your job is skydiving. What do you mean? But now I think it's starting to change. No, like people see it a bit more that they can be instructors or they can be a camera. Like I think it's changing a bit.
Well, and we'll talk about this a bit more, but I think it's especially due to a lot of the things that you guys are involved in that started to bring skydiving into the mainstream view. And granted, you guys are doing shit that's a little bit more over the top than going out and doing a tandem, but it still kind of puts that thought into people's minds and puts it out there as a possibility, I think.
Yeah.
Now, how about you? How'd you get started?
I get started in the Air Force. I was in the Chilean Air Force, and my first jump was 17, 18, but was with the round parachutes and pretty low altitude because it's just static line. And, And yeah, that's how it started. Pretty much it was a course before flying planes, so I like it a lot, actually. And I did just 8 jumps because that's when the course finished. And then I asked, hey, I want to do more. And they were like, there's no way you're going to do more because we need to take care of you pretty much. You cannot get injury.
Right.
So by the time I keep studying, and then I keep jumping sports skydiving, like normal skydiving, in few drop zones in Chile. But definitely was the rush of being on a plane and then all the technical things, that like learned how to jump and the reserve pack jobs and everything. It was like, this is technical and it's fun and I need to focus and I need to have fun,
Sure.
So I was like, this is for me for sure as soon as I try.
Nice. That was the biggest catch for me, is that it was something that scared the hell out of me, but I would have a blast doing it. And I had a tough time wrapping my head around how I could have so much fun doing something that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And it just it's addictive, right?
It is.
At the end of the day, you're like, I did this and that and the other thing, and I was so scared. And it almost becomes funny how scared you were. And then the next damn day, you're just as scared, and you're going to do it again. And it just, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what was your first job in the sport?
Packing?
Yeah. All right. That's the normal way. Usually manifest is, I don't know too many manifests.
That's a stressful one.
Because I have no idea how to pack. Like, I just started, so I have no idea how to pack. Huh?
Well, half the packers that used to work for the drop zones I've been to had no idea back when they started. Yeah. Well, now, so you both started out in the drop zones and started working that way, and you got into manifest and fun jumped a lot. Did you ever do the instructor thing, or did you just go straight into, I'm going to start aiming towards teams and competing and doing
No. I started as a manifest, but that lasts for like 6 months or something like that, and then I started as a camera.
Okay.
So I started as a camera, then I did the IFF, then I did the tandem, and I worked at that drop zone doing instructor, camera, and tandem for like a year and a half, like 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you enjoy it?
The best. It was really nice for sure.
Because you never know. Some people they absolutely love the instructor side, and others it's just a means to an end.
No, I really enjoy it. I really like it. And I still love it to do some tandems now and then, to do some IFF. I love it. I really like it.
Nice. How about you?
Did I enjoy it?
Yeah, you did the instructor stuff as well?
Yeah. Well, packing and then camera for tandems, then tandems, and then AFF, and it kind of like follow the same line as everybody does.
Yeah, it seems to be the standard, right?
Yeah, like Dani took the stressful one. I'm wondering if you enjoy it, being a manifest.
Man, that was stressful.
Full respect for manifest people.
Yeah, full respect for them. For sure. It's a hard job, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I like to be able to say that at this point, there's probably not too many jobs on the drop zone I can't do, but there's no fucking way I could do, and that's manifest.
No way, yeah.
There's no way. Up in the cockpit where I can cuss and scream all to myself and nobody hears me is fine, but in manifest, no way. Yeah. So how'd you guys you guys have obviously gone a direction that most don't get to go, both doing the Red Bull stuff, which is huge, and you have your own team as well. How did you get in that direction? How did you decide you wanted these different disciplines that you're now doing so over the top? How did it all get started?
Well, I think it comes from, I started to work after 2 years of working in Ligio. That's a pretty funny story, but...
Please.
So, basically I was working in Ligio, and all the instructors from Ligio, they did a scuba diving trip to Maldives.
Okay.
And on the way back, they have a stopover. So they basically did some skydives here, blah, 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 and everyone got offered a job. So basically they came back to Ligio, like, man, this trip was awesome. See you later, we are leaving. And we're like, man, don't fucking leave me alone here. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, man, we go to this place, we're going to be sick, it's going to be nice, we jumping a lot. And I was like, man, I want to go too. What's going on? Take me with you. I was like, nah, man, like 20 years old.
Right.
Don't speak any English, no one word of English. Like, not many jumps, So I started to work at the drop zone, Google Translator. right to the palm. Sorry, man, you're 20 years old, not many jumps, and you don't talk one word of English. but man, I can try. No, sorry. The desert exactly the same. Nothing. And then I rode the tunnel. I just wanted to come here,
Right.
to get the chance to fly, to jump or whatever, no? And then I rode the tunnel.
Okay.
And the tunnel was like the same thing, like, man, like, you're 20 years old, you don't speak any English, what are you going to do here?
Right.
Like, we're sorry,
All right.
And then I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go there to try to have an interview with you guys. And they didn't reply. And then I did it, no? I quit my job. And then 2 days before I have the flight, the manager, Freddy from the tunnel, he wrote me like, man, if it's true that you quit your job and you come in here, you have an interview with me tomorrow.
No shit.
Yeah. And I was like, man, amazing. So I remember I landed. Pablo picked me up.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I have an interview tomorrow. Amazing. He's like, yeah, but you have no idea how to talk English. And you cannot even say, how are you? When he asks you what you want to say, like. So I remember that night was really funny. We just went for some drinks, and then Basile, he was trying to teach me a bit of English,
The night before your interview.
The night before. So it's like super funny, no? And the next day we went to the meeting. And then, man, we sit down in the meeting, Pablo as a translator. And then this Scottish guy, Freddy, super nice, like was talking, and I have no idea, not a single clue of what he was saying. No idea. I just look at him and I say okay to everything. It's like, man, like, I agree with you. Whatever it is, I agree with you.
Yes,
I just want to fly and stay here, man. So whatever you tell, I'm happy with it.
All right.
So it was really funny, no? So like, basically saying, okay, like did some fitness tests, did like some pull-ups or whatever, did some tests on the tunnel. And then with some help with Pablo for sure with the translation, I got the job, no? Like the course, instructor course, no? Of course, no? So that was super funny. And then everything started, no? So I think that was a really good move. That was really lucky because for me, it was like the university.
Sure. Only a 20-year-old would have the stones to quit his job and fly halfway around the world to interview for a job in a language he couldn't
But what's
speak.
the age to do it, Was nothing to lose, huh?
Yeah.
So
No, that's fucking epic. And I mean, I hate to say it, but that's like perfect for the sport.
Yeah. And it was super funny, man. Like, fuck, Dubai was like the first year, like no idea of English. Like, man, pretty much like you sitting on a table with someone eating, like 4 or 5 people, like everyone from the tunnel, and you're like a cow looking at a train, You're like, no idea what's going on, no? But that's how everything started, no? So Dubai was like the university, like we got to fly so
cool.
much. We got to jump a lot.
I suppose being in a wind tunnel, you don't have to speak a lot of English. You just have to know the hand signals.
Man, exactly. So like what I will do in the course, that was really funny because in the course, what I will do is like we were 4 instructors, 4 people doing the course. And basically, Freddy will explain the move, no? Like explain how to do it and this and that, like I have no idea what he was saying, I was just hoping that someone went before me so I could see what they do, So, but yeah, it was funny. Yeah,
That's epic. Well, and what a great way you're right. What a great way to learn.
yeah for sure.
If you can beat that story, the next drink's on me.
Well, what was the question?
Just how you got started in heading towards, away from the instructor stuff and really trying to go balls out towards all the other stuff that you wanted to pursue in the sport.
All right. Yeah, well, I moved I quit the Air Force. That was the main thing that was, I guess, my turn point of life. So I had this job in the Air Force, which was really good. I was flying planes and helicopters and making money every month. I had my salary, free health and food and everything. And they treat us really good once you're a pilot. But then at one point I did that exercise of like looking towards the like big boss, I don't know, colonels or lieutenants or whatever. And I was like, oh, am I able to keep going like this and be like these guys in 20 more years? And the answers was right away no. So every answer was like no, I don't see myself being like that. Even though I wanted to fly planes and keep going, but so I just decided to quit, and then I put everything that I had on skydiving. So the first thing that I did was go to California. I heard about this drop zone. I'm sure everybody has heard Lodi, which was really convenient for me because it was $13 a jump, $5 a hop and pop, and I was like, all right, I'm there.
When were you in Lodi? What year?
I was there 2011.
2011. Okay, so I just missed you because I flew for Bill on a contract basis for a very short period of time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then I stayed there on the side hangar tent, jumping, and by that time was like the boom of wingsuiting in California, I believe, and there was a lot of the best in the world, I would say, or some of the best in California jumping. So I get to meet one of my good friends. That was Johnny Flores.
Yeah.
And he kind of grabbed me and told me like how to fly, what to do. He pretty much coached me for 2 years, and I just learned everything from him, like wingsuiting and skydiving.
Yeah.
And then on the side I just make like the other courses. I make money on the tandems and camera and everything. But every dollar that I got, I put it on skydiving to train.
Awesome.
And then trips start. Travels and everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fucking Johnny, man. What an amazing guy.
What a legend. Yeah.
I met him and Katie Hansen.
Katie
Hansen,
yeah.
Fucking, well, now Katie Hansen Lajeunesse. But I met them when I was flying out there, and they were just really getting big into wingsuiting.
Yeah.
This would have been maybe 2009.
Yeah.
And they're just such fucking great people.
Yeah.
He was just such an awesome guy. Talk about a big heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's what he did with me. I mean, like I'm really grateful about what he did, because I couldn't pay for anything, but just for friendship, and he was like, dude, I'm gonna help you. And I remember he told me like, you can tell when I still can see like on young guys when they are hungry to get better, like Dani's story, even though he don't know how to speak in English, he's willing to go to Dubai.
Sure. Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, if you show that you're willing and you've got that hunger, man, that goes a long way.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what Johnny told me, and he said like, dude, let me help you, and we're gonna start flying together, and that's how everything started.
Were you drawn towards the wingsuits being a pilot?
What was that? Sorry.
Were you drawn to flying wingsuits because you were a pilot?
Yeah. So I feel like everything like makes sense to me.
Sure.
At the beginning, it was all wingsuit. I just wanted to fly wingsuit, and then I of course, learned everything more about skydiving and everything. But I feel like wingsuit has everything of aviation, aerodynamics, and everything, and so So pretty much the theory I didn't need it to understand it.
Sure.
I just needed to understand the athlete part. The athlete.
Sure. Well, and I mean, there's not a pilot listening or out there that doesn't have that dream of being the surfaces that they're using to fly. I mean, you spend enough time flying a plane and you are that plane, but to actually be the fuselage and the wings and the tail, that's fucking epic.
Yeah, right.
Danny, what drew you to wingsuits?
Man, I think for me the focus in skydiving has been shifting a lot. So basically, when I was so into free fly, like we were free flying a lot. We got to do the skydynamic thing, like a four-way dynamic thing. So we were like fully on with that. And then basically, when I left, like I wanted to apply those techniques that we learned to the flying, to wingsuit flying, no? So I got a bit more into that. So basically, the last 3 years, I've been focusing on that now. Like I've been really, really motivated with it. Sure.
Well, the difference, just in having seen it from the outside, because wingsuiting is not something that I've ever done, seeing it as a spectator very much so, but watching the transition from it's getting out of the airplane and flying.
Yeah.
And then it was getting out of the airplane and carving around a cloud.
Yeah.
And then it turned into the base jumping in terrain stuff. And now it's more technical than the most intense free flying routines that used to ever be out there. I mean, you're free flying the fuck out of a wingsuit.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, you pretty much can do anything that you do free flying apart from head up for now.
But you can do a few things you can't do. You can go back up, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's been super cool. It's been super cool. Like we've been training lately a lot, and it's a lot of new things to do and a lot of new things to discover.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're really motivated with it.
I've gotten Nick and Matt in the booth a couple of times and gotten them a little bit drunk to talk about some of the shit that they've been doing, because I've seen their stuff quite a lot, and watching the growth and the insane arc of the incredible shit that's happening it's just wild to watch. And it seems to be happening so fast.
Yeah, right? I feel like it's like aviation like back in the days when once it you learn how to like
Yeah.
make lift on a wing. It's like boom.
And I feel now it's a lot of free flyers getting into it, because before it was kind of a split a bit, no? Like was the wingsuiters and then the free flyers.
Sure.
And now the free flyers are getting into wingsuit, and then they can apply their free flying wings techniques into the wingsuit flying.
Sure.
So I think it's pushing up a lot the level.
When
with
I
that,
had the
for
boys
sure.
from Squirrel Suits on, I was talking to them about wingsuiting and how it's gone through the roof, and I equated it to wingsuits back in the day were what snowboarding was to skiers. Fuck you, get off of my mountain, right?
Yeah.
And now I don't think I rarely ever see or fly a fun jumper load that doesn't have a wingsuit on it.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's been this huge transition,
Exactly.
and the sports really embraced it too, because in the beginning wingsuits were not well liked in the sport.
Not at all.
No.
You know, but now it's you guys kind of dominate the public perception of skydiving. Is if they see anything on skydiving, it's wingsuits.
Yeah.
You know, which is fucking wild.
For
Yeah,
sure.
sometimes in California I see the plane more people wingsuiting than
Right?
free flyers. So
Right?
It's like, hey,
I
what's
know,
going on?
and that seems to be the direction that it's gone to. Because I think it used to be wingsuiting was very much a solo skydiving sport, or maybe two guys that fly together a little bit.
Yeah.
But they were all over the place. But now it's these massive formations and intricate skydives that never used to be possible.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Now, how'd Red Bull get started? Because fucking hell.
Yeah. That's so basically we were competing. We were doing some competition. I started to travel, man. Like when you close the door, a lot of windows open. Another one open, and a lot of things happen. So I was just traveling. I started to work in Norway. Like went to Hawaii, went to so many different places.
Sure.
But I have some meetings with them because I was competing, no? I was doing tunnel competitions. And then that moment was a good right time, no? Like they needed someone in Spain to do demo jumps, do shows, like with the time, like compete a bit in the tunnel. So I have a meeting with them. So basically they called me and I went to Madrid. I have a meeting with them. And they were like, all right, man, so just, tell us what you do, And it's like, well, so I explained them everything, what I was doing, what I was motivated about, where was my dreams, my goals, And it was a funny moment, like, so was your social media. And I was like, man, I don't have Instagram. I don't have anything, So I was like, man, like, we have to change this a bit, So that was 2016, maybe the first meeting, or 2015. And then basically they kind of follow what you do, no? Like I was creating things, went to Norway. I got lucky that I was in team one call. We do some projects,
Sure.
I've been doing some project with Pete Alum, so I've been doing some different stuff. And then they like what I was doing, no? So they like what I was doing. They thought that I was the right person for the demo jumps that they needed, for the show jumps. So they basically trust me, and then they give me this huge chance. So I'm really grateful for it. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, because I
for
guarantee
sure.
you, all the newer jumpers that are listening, the one thing that anybody knows is Red Bull is like the shit. Everybody that's into any type of sports whatsoever, if you see Red Bull, all right, watch this video, because it's got to be good if it's got Red Bull on it.
Yeah.
So to go from no social media whatsoever to a world of nothing but social media, holy shit.
Yeah, but the main thing is like they really help you. I feel really lucky about it. I'm really thankful because they really help you to make your dreams come true, pretty much.
Sure.
Like how it sounds, no? But like if you have an idea, like sometimes it becomes impossible for you to do it. So like if you explain it to them, like you show it to them, they give you that trust and they help you make it true, no? So,
Which is fucking epic.
So it's epic. It's amazing. Huh?
How long did it take to soak in that you were working with Red Bull?
It takes a while for sure.
I bet.
For sure,
I
It takes
bet.
a
I mean,
while,
as a jump pilot that flies for a busier drop zone, it takes a while just knowing I've got the Red Bull team on my plane. I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I feel like I'm part of something. But you guys are actually out there doing it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And Sebastian, how did you get started with Red Bull?
Everything started with Johnny again.
Yeah.
Johnny was a Red Bull athlete, and he introduced me to Red Bull, and yeah, pretty much like that. He said, like, this kid is good, is talented, let's keep an eye on this guy. And then, yeah, well, life is life. I was like, everything was going really good. Well, I did I still kind of live in California, but I guess that's the place that I like the most. So I go every time I can. I'm in California, so competitions there was the boom of Red Bull Aces, and I did Red Bull Aces really good for the amount of jumps that I had by that time. So I was kind of the youngest one going into the final or the first 8 guys, you know. I was pretty proud, and I guess like Red Bull also was looking for me. And then Johnny died. Yeah, and everything, I would say like by that point, like it was of course really sad news, and Red Bull didn't like it, of course. So everything for me in my career is just that part of like Red Bull. This like I know we don't need anymore, and I was like, okay, no problem.
Sure.
And I guess the one who opened the doors again was Dani.
Nice.
Because maybe 4 or 3 years later, Dani was the first wingsuit pilot and skydiving athlete that goes back into Red Bull, and he probably shows again that we can do cool stuff being safe. You know?
Sure. Well, and I've heard really good things about Red Bull in that they really don't want their athletes pushing safety for spectacle. They want you guys to be safe. They want these badass things, but they want to make sure that it's not too over the top, because I've heard of a number of people that were doing incredible things being turned down by Red Bull because they were just too over the top.
Definitely the ideas that we, like when we present them an idea, like you have to think that we explain an idea to someone that is not really involved in the sport.
Sure.
You know, like they have an idea about it, but everything sounds a bit crazy.
Sure.
You know? So definitely a lot of projects that we present, even if it looks really clear to us, like it might look really dangerous for them, no?
Sure.
So definitely that's the main priority when they choose a project that is not dangerous, or like we have, you know, like it's not crazy.
Sure.
Like it's definitely that they make sure that it's safe for us, for sure.
It kind of surprises me, to be honest, to hear that Johnny's passing backed Red Bull off. Because they have to know. I mean, maybe you don't know as much as people that are in the sport that have lost people and know, you know, what the risks are. But it does kind of surprise me a little bit that backed them off.
I mean, like, I'm not sure if that was the real reason, but that's what I heard. And yeah, unfortunately, he died, and we know that everything that flies can hit hard in the ground. So I guess it was like, okay, maybe they have enough Red Bull athletes jumping, but then after a few years they wanted to have more or renew or.
Well, so you guys hit the level that you've hit. I mean, there's not that many guys out there that are doing the things that you're doing. Obviously, part of that is because you've got somebody like Red Bull behind you, but there's really not a lot of athletes that are going for the type of stuff that you're doing. So do you find that they're leaning on the athletes that they've got, really wanting you guys to get out and do more but keep it safe? Or is it you get to come to them with projects when they come to you?
I guess like being safe is the priority, that's for sure. Again, like if I mean, like you're a pilot, right?
Yeah.
You know that you can die.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk honestly, you know. It can happen, and you can die with 20 guys in the back or whatever.
Sure.
So it can happen, you know. Same probably as a snowboarder.
Sure.
Right? So same as any athlete sport, we know that it can happen, you know, but again, like we try to, or at least me, and I know Dani, we try to do really cool stuff or do really cool projects, but 100% sure that we're gonna be okay.
Sure.
There's always a chance that something can fail, but because we're flying, we're not walking. I guess let's start. Like, so,
but as a team, we're trying to train a lot of the safety part, you know, like think on everything that can happen, you know, like try to think like when we are base jumping, you know, together, we try to think all the things that can happen, all the things that can wrong, and be prepared for everything.
Sure.
You know? So we're trying to do the best that we can for
sure.
sure.
Well, I remember talking to Nick and Matt, and of course when wingsuiting and base jumping met, they very quickly went to the terrain flying.
Yeah.
And watching friends of mine flying terrain, you'd see these amazing videos, and the fucking dad part of me would kick in, and I'd just be, I'd want to be amazed by what I was seeing, but I was terrified of what I was seeing because that's somebody I care about, you know. So as wingsuiting started to transition to less about terrain and more about doing the stuff kind of near the terrain, but not fucking kicking up dust,
Yeah.
I started to breathe a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It just made it a little bit, easier for me to watch and really, really appreciate what was going on. So the more it got into the free flying aspect of it and all that shit, the happier I was, because it meant you were further away from the fucking rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I love seeing, but it also showed the insane skill level that has gone into it all, which is it's such an incredible transition.
Yeah.
So now you guys do a team on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So around, I don't know, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago, we met a while ago, and then we both Red Bull athletes, so like when you are by yourself, like training by yourself, it's kind of a limited things that you can do.
Sure.
So have a teammate that have the same hunger, the same goals, like train together is something that is going to push both of us. So a year and a half ago, we started talking about it, and we did our first training trip in Brazil. It was a big success. Like, we were really happy about it.
Nice.
And since then, we try to meet like 1 month on, 1 month off, and then train as much as we can and create things together.
Nice. Now, so walk me through what a modern wingsuit competition is nowadays, because I know that it's morphed into so many different things. It used to be the Red Bull air races and all that stuff, but now it's choreographed, intense routines. Like, what goes on in a competition? How are you being judged?
So they have is two type of competitions. The performance competition that is like big suits, and then basically it's kind of like swooping. So it's like distance, speed, and time.
Okay.
And then it's the acrobatic competition. That is basically grips and a compulsory round.
Grips and wingsuits.
Yes, grips and compulsory round. They love it. So we're not really into it. We kind of prefer to create more like a free routine.
Okay.
And then more play with the free fly aspect of the flying. And that doesn't involve competition. Maybe in the future, but at the moment it doesn't involve
I'm going to be honest. I'm not really into anything that can fly straight and alone. So to be honest, like a performance competition, I might try it maybe when I get older and I have nothing else to do.
I did a comp. And man, I was like, man, like also the feeling of the competition. You go there, a man was like, it's a computer game, pretty much. So you go there, and I got there, I have no idea how was the competition. I just got there, all right, speed. Like, not ready at all. Speed, all right, just go fast. Time, all right, just fly flat, and slow. And then everyone, like computers, like the computer game, like seeing the statistics, see the graphics, and have no idea what they're doing,
Sure.
Like, I'm not into it for sure. And then it's just flying straight and alone, so it's a bit boring.
Boring. Yeah.
And also, like, honestly, I think it kills the sport. I mean, like, let's go again, because I have a background of aviation, but when they were breaking records of who can go faster, it was like from the 40s until the 60s when they break the Mach.
Right.
Mach 1 or 2, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Now nobody's like racing in a straight line, and I have the fastest pilot because I have the fastest plane.
Right.
Like, everybody can fly straight and forward.
Sure.
What we want to do, or how I think, or how I see the sport is dynamic as much as I can do, move around, show how much technique I have, and do layouts. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Create new things, huh?
Create, but staying straight in a line, solo. What I'm gonna do?
The things that I see in wingsuits are getting closer and closer to the dynamic flying that I see in the tunnel.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's a big link to that, right? Because I mean, the free flying and the wingsuit flying are one and the same anymore. I mean, you're free flying, you're just wearing a wingsuit.
Yeah.
And I would think that the sport would generally or would naturally go towards an artistic round. Although obviously that kind of thing is subjective. I know that a lot of the athletes don't like the competitions that are judged on a subjective thing. Oh, that was pretty. That wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
Because then it's just a crapshoot as to the judges you get, not your skill.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where I see it going, but I mean, it's got to be a whole lot of fun getting there.
Yeah. Definitely.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Now, in regards back to the Red Bull stuff, the stunts, the kind of stuff that you pitch, like what are we talking about? What are some of the stunts that you've pitched that, hey, we want to try this, we want to do that?
Well, it's a good example. Seba just have one of the man, like the craziest things I ever seen. No, like he just flew in and out of a volcano. It was of an active volcano. So, and I was lucky that I got to film it, and that was really fucking impressive.
How the fuck do you pitch that?
It all started because of the flare.
Yeah.
Because of the power that we get nowadays with the wingsuit, so we can go up, actually. We can really go up. And then somehow I was looking for a place to do a flare, and I end up watching, it's in a volcano in Chile, so I've been there since I was a kid in holidays. It's a beautiful place. It's really nice. And I end up looking this volcano, and then I take the measures and from Google. It's like, hey, how the diameter of the crater, and it was like, it's 200 meters, so it's like 600 feet diameter. Yeah. So I was like, and then the altitude was like at 10,000 feet. So I was like, oh, maybe the flare is not that powerful because of the density of air. But then I was like, maybe I can just give it a try, and see how low I can go and how effective is the wingsuit, using the most powerful wingsuit by that time, which is the one that I really love, which is the Sea Race, because it's really fast and really agile. It's like a fighter jet, pretty much.
Sure.
And with Dani like gives me because by myself I know that I wouldn't be able to do it, or would have taken me way longer. But Dani gave me, like, we came together to do the scouting. So this started a year before, or 8 months before. So he told me, like, it could be, it could not, let's give it a try. And then he see things that I was not seeing, or two head things better than one,
Sure.
4 eyes. So we finally figured it out, and we start getting in and out. And it's an active volcano, so it's make it even beautiful or crazy. And then, one day the volcano was smoking as hell, so we need to abort or going this way, the other way. And then the other day was like with tons of wind. So again, like going back to the background of aviation is like plan B, C, D,
sure,
and until C, So we figured out everything, even like how much wind we needed to have front wind, headwind, in order to make it to the landing area. So we put the limit, it was 20 knots.
Wow.
Which is not much at 10,000 feet.
Sure. Wow. So did you go up and like practice flares at 10 grand to see what kind of a flare you were going to get out of it first?
Exactly. I did that by myself. Like,
sure.
I grabbed the suit, the GPS, and boom, boom, boom. So it was pretty boring because
sure.
I was by myself, and then landing, checking the computer, but okay, I proved to myself that I can go up and do this in or up and down or whatever. And then it's like, okay, it works at 10,000 feet. The suit is okay. I can reach enough speed. And then I was like, okay, let's go to the volcano. And by that time, Red Bull was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, give me a month. Wait a second, because I really need to prove to myself. One thing is like, the GPS says, and it shows on the curve that I can go down and up.
Right.
And in this diameter of the crater, but that's just numbers,
Sure.
But then the other thing is what my head is thinking, and my body can do.
Yeah.
Having a wall in front. So we went with Dani, Chile. We did the scouting in summer, and it was doable.
Whew.
So after that, I said, like, okay, let's go for it. And then Red Bull like it, or even like me, I like it during the winter because it's the snow.
Sure.
So the volcano looks more pretty.
Sure.
Or less scary.
Yeah.
It was pretty scary.
It was scary, man.
Oh, it had to be. Are you kidding me?
Like,
this is the shit that if you're not in the sport, actually, even if you are in the sport, if you say, yes, somebody flew into and out of a fucking volcano, really, I don't buy it.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I remember the first time, like, it was like, when we jumped there for the first time, and you could taste the sulfur, you can smell it, you could taste it, you feel the heat of the volcano.
I guess later
it was a crazy feeling.
Then later we get used to, because we were not talking about that, but at the beginning we were like, did you felt it? Did you taste it? Even my suit smells like volcano, like
that was crazy. It was insane,
Oh, yeah.
And then really like filming it, and I see it like coming in. I remember one shot, like seeing the shadow on the wall, and then going up with the wall. Well, I mean, that was the insanest thing that I ever seen. Was really cool. Huh?
Oh, it had to be. It had to be. Yeah. Well, and I love the fact that you said you had the numbers, and the numbers said you could do it.
Yeah.
But the numbers don't take into account the human factor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, all the numbers in the world can say you're going to do it, but if your brain's not willing, fucking hell.
Yeah, we took really care of because what's different. The numbers one thing, but then when you are in the volcano, was really bumpy air.
Yeah,
it was really bumpy.
At one point, I thought that this air coming from the crater, which is really warm, hot, let's say hot, it was going to help me because it was going to give me lift. But then as soon as I start getting closer and I start feeling the burble, because it's like the burble, it's like third air, I was like, how stupid I was to think that this is going to help me to go up. It's helping me to go down, man, to don't get good air, clean air, and try to flare. So I was like, there was some few jumps that I get into this, and you can feel like even in the camera, and the suit moves exactly as I made. Boom, 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 and I was like, pretty much like pull up, and I was like, oh.
See, that's what it's kind of funny because that's what people don't think about. You always hear, I was scared, but then I got in the zone and I was just focused. But it's really fucking cool to hear you say, no, I was there and I was thinking, fuck. That's cool. I mean, because I don't know if it's people don't want to admit it or maybe they're just not admitting it to themselves, but especially in a wingsuit because you've got more time, right? No. You're not, falling straight down. You're moving, you're flying. Yeah. So you've got a lot more time to think, oh, shit.
Dani also went in with me, and like he went in and out with me at one point because we were trying to figure out like what was the best shot to show to, like in this case Red Bull, to see like where Dani needs to be when officially we do this. So there's some few jumps that
really intense,
like we do the flare full focus, from the exit until after the flare full focus, and then right after the flare, like once we get in and out, I remember that we look each other like in the air, like while we were flaring. I was like that face of like skydiving. How was close, that was like insane. I was like, all right, let's keep going and playing.
I mean, the feeling right after it, no?
Yes,
you make it happen when, like, he's been working on it for a long time, when you make something happen and you've been working so long for it, like it's like satisfaction, it's amazing.
Now, especially for you, because you're shooting the video, which means your focus 100% is on him, which means you got to trust that he's got a line that's going to keep not just him, but you safe. That's got to be pretty fucking... You're flying towards a volcano and you don't even get to look at the volcano.
But what a team is about, eh? For trust, for sure.
Holy shit, man. Because you got to have all the same thoughts that he's got at the same time, but I mean, yes, he's going a little bit deeper so you can get the shot, but you're following his line.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense, man.
Yeah,
it
was intense for sure.
That's
one of the most intense things that I ever
filmed or flew into a volcano.
Was amazing.
If that was not one of the most intense things you've ever done, then fuck you.
Yeah.
Seriously, if that was just a Tuesday for you guys, fuck off. The interview's over.
It was a crazy.
It's amazing.
The scouting was pretty intense, man, because we were like figuring out everything.
Yeah.
From zero. It's like, all right, let's check it out.
Where to land, the winds, the smoke, where we should do the approach, which line we should choose.
Sure.
So I needed to find reference far away. So I ended up finding, like, I still remember a little island that has a lake back really far away, and then a little city. So that matching with the approach, it was good. And then the winds, and then the smoke. But Dani helps me a lot. So
I mean, it's super fucking intense.
Yeah.
Now, does Red Bull approach you guys with ideas, or is it all you guys coming up with, hey, we want to try this? Or
we got some ideas from them, no? Like, normally we get shows, and definitely they approach us with a lot of ideas, and we apport also a lot of ideas.
Sure.
No? So it's a mix between both of us.
Sure.
For sure.
They've got a number of teams doing some badass stuff, and of course, Fred and Vince and all the stuff that they've done all over the years, and the amazing stuff that they've done. Are there themes that you follow? Hey, we did the volcano, now we're going to do something completely opposite, or I mean, do you just wait for ideas to come to you, or are you actively thinking, all right, what's next?
Man, I think it's not a problem for ideas. We have a lot of ideas, you know. Like
No,
I
that-
think way too many, you know.
They're like,
So
break a little bit, guys, because we're like, we don't want to break, man.
sometimes it's funny because we are like, man, like we have this, and this, and you're like, well, like let's not present this and this and this yet. Because we already offered these 5, you know, so let's not collapse it, you know, because
Sure.
it's a lot of things that we want to do for sure.
Is that it's got to be kind of one of those things too that when you get into the zone, you kind of want to stay there, right? I mean, all right, we're there, we're feeling fantastic. This went off really well. We want to move to the next one. Do you find that Red Bull is super accepting of like, yes, let's go, or are they always looking for stuff? I'd imagine.
Definitely, like if it's something that they like or like things that we present and I get approved, they like it, they go for it for sure.
Awesome.
It's one after the other one for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So now,
super nice.
if you guys aren't doing the Red Bull stuff and you're not training as a team, what are you guys doing on your own as a sport? How are you going day to day, paying the bills?
So normally, like for me, I work in Sweden 1 week a month. So I work in tunnel camp. I do tunnel camps, wingsuit tunnel camps.
Nice.
So that's fixed 1 week a month. And then I also have time for personal things, you know, like my girlfriend lives in Norway. So I try to go every month to spend some time with her.
Sure.
And apart from that, is training, jumping, and traveling, boogies or events.
Is she a jumper?
No, she's not a jumper. Tandem power.
Really?
Yes, tandem in Norway. Yes.
Nice. How is that, especially with as high-end stuff as you're doing, having a girlfriend that's not in the sport?
So when I met her, she knew me already like this, you know? So she accepted. She fully accepted, you know? But I think it's nice that she's not into the sport is because when I go holidays or when I go to Norway, I'm fully out of jumping out of that wall, you know? I'm on like
You're hers.
different wall, like mountain, go to the beach, do completely different stuff.
Nice.
And then I feel that gives me power and motivation. So when I come back, my batteries are fully charged.
Nice.
So I think that's really good. Huh?
Nice.
I think it's good to have something apart from skydiving for sure. Huh?
My wife has nothing to do with the sport. She's done one jump, and I think she's listened to half of one podcast. Yeah, she doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. She hears me talk all the time. Half of the people listening to this podcast want me to shut up because they only want to hear from you guys. So I feel the same way. She feels exactly the same way.
Yeah.
How about you? Have you what do you do when you're not jumping? First off, or what do you do for work when you're not doing the Red Bull stuff? And have you got a significant other?
I guess like what I do right away when I'm not training or skydiving is surfing. I go back to my roots.
Nice.
Surfing gives me a lot of happiness and also like mental and body health.
Nice.
And then the next thing is like I'm always coaching or doing little camps or big camps and
Nice.
and taking people tandems or even though AFF sometimes I try to keep like everything going like current on every discipline. And yeah, that's what I do.
I remember even as a longtime skydiver, when I started flying at high-end drop zones and meeting the guys that were making the videos and doing all this intense shit, and then all of a sudden they're on my manifest chucking drogues. And it was always the strangest thing to go, wait a second, but I watch, you're that guy and you're holy shit. But then it dawns on me, oh wait, you got to pay the bills too. And doing this stuff doesn't necessarily pay the bills. That's the thing too, right? Is we've chosen a sport and a profession that we're never going to get rich doing this.
No.
Yeah, no.
But it's not about that, right? It's all about the passion.
Exactly. It's all about the passion, you know? Like, if you're here for making money, you're in the wrong place
Wrong
for sure.
fucking sport,
Wrong
right?
fucking sport.
I know it. I've talked to so many, especially competitive canopy pilots that I just had Nick Bash on, and he's like, yeah, you better be doing this for the right reasons because you'll stand on the podium with the gold and it's doesn't get the bills paid.
No.
Now, for surfing, what's your niche in surfing? What's your thing? Big waves or?
I was born by the beach, really lucky, and I did enjoy a lot of big waves, but that took me a while, maybe 10 years to get into big waves, and then I still enjoy more like medium to small waves, so I can practice more maneuvers.
Nice.
I feel like I have like this comparison, maneuvers and small waves and everything is like free flying.
Sure.
You know? And then big waves and all that thing that scares you is like base jumping.
Yeah, that's a good
Right.
comparison.
Right.
That's a really good comparison.
Because I have felt that fear on big waves, and I have felt that fear base jumping, you know, where you stand up on the mountains, like, okay, full on.
Yeah,
Go
I've
big
felt
or
that
go
fear
home.
on little waves.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
I'm a professional observer. Like I'll surf little waves badly, but I love watching big wave surfers.
Yeah.
I skydive actively, but I love watching base jumpers. I've never base jumped, never will. I'm happy to watch you guys do it. Speaking of, how'd you guys get into base jumping? Because that's a whole nother fucking sport. I mean, it uses a parachute, but it's a whole nother sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started in 2011. And I was really attracted to base jumping before I started skydiving. Watching all the videos, like all the Jockey Summers videos and all these videos, you know. But
Right.
then when I started skydiving, I kind of slowed it down a bit, and I was really motivated with skydiving, you know. And then when it was the right time, I think it was like 1,000 jumps, something like that. Then I did the base course in France, and then from there I started. No, so
Cool.
yeah.
Well, and you did a course, which seems to be the modern way to do it, which is an amazing thing. I love the fact that there's hardcore, intense base courses now. Because back in my day, you were jumping a fucking sport rig packed slider down.
Insane, huh? It's crazy to think about it now, huh?
Oh man, my first year in the sport, one of my instructors hired me to go along with him to film Bridge Day back in 1996, and half of the people jumping were jumping sport rigs packed slider down.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, that was actually when I decided I was never going to base jump, because I watched so many people hit trees and slam into the water and hit bridges and shit. I'm good. How about you? How'd you start in base jumping?
I started in California. Well, no, in Idaho actually, but because of the California crew, like I was in Lodi by that time when everybody was coming from Yosemite to train in Lodi to go back to Yosemite and and
So
repeat.
Dean Potter and the crew.
So I met Dean Potter there, Graham Hunt, and lots of guys that now unfortunately are not with us. But they were doing this, and I was like always wondering, like, they come here, they jump 2-3 days, they make a lot of jump, and then they go to the mountains. And of course, then later I watch the videos, and that I would guess like motivates me. For sure was wingsuiting. I wanted to go for wingsuiting. But then exactly what happened to Dani, I was like looking to get into base jumping as soon as possible. But once I tried skydiving, I was like, okay, I like this too.
Sure.
So I'm going to stay here for a while, and I'm going to wait for have more experience. And then I did a course and in Idaho, and then I repeat Idaho for 2 more times. And then I went to the mountains, and my same instructor did me the mountain course, and it was step by step. Even though like I love it, but I had a big respect for that. And I guess like again like just like some nowadays I feel like the kids or people who are coming into that sport to base jumping are taking it more serious, because there's really good instructors all around the world.
Sure.
But maybe sometimes back in the days were like just about rush. And then you see accidents and and then you figure out like how serious is this,
Sure.
Cause I have my theory too. It's like maybe big waves can give you another opportunity, you can wipe out on a really big wave, and you have a lot of things that make you survive, like I don't know, more air or whatever, they're gonna rescue. And then in the snow, for example, when you snowboard, you do a big air and you're gonna hurt yourself. Probably you're gonna break an arm or a shoulder or whatever. But then in base jumping, there's no second chance.
No.
Once you hit, and it's probably the last mistake you make. You know? So I feel like that's the borderline or the red line that you don't want to cross. Like you don't want to make or be pushing for that big mistake, because once it happens, it's the end. So that's why I learned after watching and watching and watching.
I mean, skydiving to some degree too, but specifically base jumping, you want to learn from other people's mistakes.
You see it with people in canopies too. Like, I'm not saying that I can get hurt.
Sure.
And do it. Talking honestly, I can.
All of us.
Sure. Of course, absolutely.
Because we always trying to push it, but I'm trying to avoid all those like.
Well, there's not too many. I mean, the one that jumps to mind is Jeb Corliss skipping off the ledge. not too many people get that fucking lucky, right? And I mean, skill, luck, whatever. I call it fucking luck. He hit that fucking ledge and survived it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But that's a 1 in a million,
Exactly.
right? I mean,
Super
that's you don't get second chances like that before. You know, it's funny you were talking about Lodi and the crew and being big in base jumping as well. Myself and instructors at Skydance in Davis, I was chucking drogues and doing AFF out there. And we had a bunch of guys that were known as the Stone Monkeys in Yosemite. Ammon McNeely, Nicola Martinez.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, fucking one of my closest
Yeah.
friends. He's an amazing
Super
guy.
cool
And
guy.
Nick, if you're listening, hello.
Yeah. Buddy.
He hooked me up with Jeff Weatherall on the podcast as well. But they came out to learn to skydive. So I was Nick's AFF instructor for the first jump. And they came out literally saying, we only want to learn how to do this so we can jump off the shit we're climbing.
Exactly.
And hats off to them. That's exactly what they all did. Ivo Ninov, Ammon McNeely, all of those guys went out and became badass base jumpers, you know, and did exactly what they said they were going to do, but they tried to be really safe about it. And I think that's where I started to see that corner turn, that it just was a bunch of guys grabbing rigs and fuck it, I think this will work, to I need to think about this. You know, and especially with guys like Dean Potter.
Exactly, and they also have like a plus, like Ivo Nino, like Nicola. They have a plus because they were mountaineers.
Yes.
They are climbers from before they jumping, so they know everything about the mountain.
Yeah.
Instead of just a normal guy that wants to base jump, that's when like alarms to me like pop up. Like, what you want to do? You don't know about climbing, hiking, ropes, or whatever. It's like, whoa.
I just
give it a break.
I just talked to Nick not that long ago, and I told him we were going to be coming to the States next year, and he keeps trying to talk me into going to the Valley and climbing up El Cap with him, and I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. There's no way. Oh, no, it's easy. It'd be 3 days, no problem. You're out of your mind. No way. The intensity of something like big wave surfing or high climbing with that kind of exposure, that's beyond my reach.
Yeah.
So what comes next for you guys? Is there a plan for the future, or is it just we're doing what we're doing now?
Man, it's not really a fixed plan, but it's a lot of ideas. So it's not a fixed plan what we're doing. We know that we stay here this week.
Nice.
Then I leave for a while, and then we meet again around end of January.
Yeah,
and
we
then
should.
end of January and February. So we're going to be training again. But it's a lot of ideas.
Nice.
So we still have to make the calendar of when it's happening. But
Sure.
it's a lot of ideas for sure.
Now, before I forget, let me ask, how do they follow both you guys on social media? Because now you got to be a social media whore.
We are for sure.
Yeah. So as a team, as individuals, how do people find you and follow you?
Yeah. So in Instagram is Dani Roman. Yeah.
Yeah, mine is Sebastian Alvarez, and as a team, we are named Dimension Flyers.
Dimension Flyers.
Dimension. All right.
Yeah.
I like that. So anything we should be looking for? Any big plans? Any Red Bull stuff that hasn't been aired yet that we should be watching out for? And how do they find out how to see you fucking fly through a volcano?
Yeah, well, I guess like the volcano, you can find it in YouTube, in the Red Bull account, or even in my Instagram, even in Dani's Instagram. You know, the point of view of the camera and everything. And dude, we have so many things for the future. Like, we would love to have somebody to organize our mind a little bit and stop us for a while and say like, okay, this. But I guess we're doing it good, and we're just training for next really cool projects that maybe like, it's hard to surprise the world, you know?
Sure.
But at least we want to like make it happen in order for us to feel better and push the sport forward, you know?
Sure. Actually, that's a good question. Do you find now the world is so inundated, especially when it comes to social media, with 60-second videos of all this different insanity going on? Do you find that it's difficult to stand out?
I mean, I don't really mind to stand out on social media, no? I don't really mind how many
Red
views.
Bull does.
Yeah, but we try to do whatever we like to do.
Sure.
Like, we don't really care how many likes it has, or we just want to do what is our dream to do, no?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're just doing it, and then we share it with the world. If they like it, it's good. If not, we happy that we did it.
Nice.
Yes,
that we got the
exactly.
chance to do it, no? So
It's dramatically more important than how many likes you get. That's
for sure,
Definitely.
because some people worry about it. So it's like, man, we got to do this. Doesn't matter if the volcano video, it didn't got enough, whatever, you know. But
Right.
But we happy that we did it, man. Like, it's nice, you know, it's awesome.
Well, I'm sure you guys have discovered by now that if you're doing something that you're passionate about, people will come to it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that are passionate about stacking dominoes, and there's a fan base for those people that stack dominoes if they're passionate about it, you know.
No, that's it is. I mean, like, we want to show how passionate we are for the sport and how much we can push forward, you know. That's I guess that's our mission, or my mission, or like, have fun, enjoy it, be the best that you can be, and push it.
A whole lot different from an Air Force pilot, huh?
Right? Yeah, not much.
No, I love it though. I mean, I'd say half of the people that I've had on the podcast had drastically different plans for their lives until skydiving and something like this took hold, and it went a completely different, much more enjoyable direction.
Yeah.
Where's a 50-year-old Dani?
Man, hopefully he's still doing what he loves to do, you know, whatever it is, you know. Like,
there's not an age limit on this sport though, right? I mean, we know some old fucking skydivers that are still badasses.
Man, I'm based in Empuria, Brava.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of spending a lot of time there. And, man, I jump a lot with Pete Alum. And, man, he's around there, no?
Yeah.
And he keeps the motivation up. We love to jump together. We create a lot of things together. And hopefully that's the future, no? For sure.
Nice.
Like, now we get to jump with Omar.
Man, we got to jump with Omar these days. Super nice, huh?
Fucking crazy,
What
right?
a legend, bro.
And a legend, still ridiculously relevant in the sport, and the nicest fucking guy.
Right?
Yeah, man.
I asked him on his birthday how the hell he did it, because he's so upbeat and he's so happy, and it's genuine.
Yep.
You can tell it's fucking genuine.
Yep.
And I don't know how 30 years in the sport later, this guy is still so fired up. I did it wrong. I went straight into tandems and shooting video, and I worked and forgot what fun jumping was. He kept that passion the whole time, and I'm so jealous. And jealous of you guys as well, because you quit the career, you know, and walked away from all that stuff to follow that passion and just kept going with it. And I had to rediscover what being a fun jumper was like 22 years after I started jumping. So I'm jealous that you guys are doing it, but I'm also super encouraging that you're just going full bore with it, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It really is. Gentlemen, cheers.
Cheers, man.
I cannot thank you enough for coming and sitting, talking shit. Good stuff. Cheers. All right, one more time. Social media, Dani Roman.
Dani Roman.
All right, and
Sebastian Alvarez, and we are together.
Dimension Flyers.
Dimension Flyers. Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to catch up with you after the next fucking volcano type thing you do.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
And there you go. Another episode of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void in the Can, brought to you, as always, by, that's right, NZ Aerosports. Fuck yeah. Brought to you by Summit Parachute Systems. Head to summitparachutesystems.com. You can check out the badass pilot rigs that Jarrett Martin and the family are cranking out over there, as well as the incredible rigging courses that Jared gives. As for me, I am the fucking pilot. Head to thefuckingpilot.net or theprincesspilot.com, where you can find links to all the previous podcasts and both the books. We'll see you next time.
Turn away. Here